Hello, everyone. This is it was a quick turnaround, wasn't it? I started. I shot the base with the SEM high build automotive primer filler, and then I masked it off. Shot some Badger Stynylrez Yellow for the woodwork. Let it dry. Seal it with a matte coat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simulate some wood the way I do it. Now, there's Michael Wheaton, a member of our community, does a fantastic woodwork effect. So if you ever, maybe one day we'll have him on do a tutorial, but this is the way I do it. It's basically the same thing. Oil paint. I'm going to use some burnt umber. I'll probably put in some CN in there later. I don't know. We'll see. But I'll take some burnt umber. This is Hobby Lobby's Master Touch oil paint. Some people put it on a cardboard. Some people don't. I will. Let me get I got a piece of cardboard right here. So I'll put a little bit what I'm going to use on that. Give it a little bit of time to leach out. And then we'll go from there. So for that, I got some cheap brushes here. Big old flat brush. I'm not really particularly, and then some Mona Lisa odorless plate. Hey, Plastic Monkey, what's up, brother? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull a little bit on my brush. Get my brush wet with it. Dip it in there. Move it around. And then take it. And just start adding it. Now there's some nice texture in this. So all I want to do is I want to stain this. You'll see what I mean by that. Now see in the center, I'll probably go darker, but not right now. So all I want to do is get that paint on there first. Now you can do this with acrylics. I prefer the oils. This will take a couple of days to dry. As long as you tap at it and you get most of it off. I'll show you how to do that. Some parts will be darker than others. You notice I got it masked off. I don't want that oil bleeding off everywhere else. So let's get that in there. It's like so. Like I said, some parts will be darker, some parts won't. And this should just be a quick one. The Queen, how you doing, Queen? Well, I had to come in and bend the knee, so, you know. Ice Queen, how you doing, darling? So here we go. So I'm just going to, like I said, you can do this with acrylics. I prefer oils. I've done it with both. But so I get that on there. Some parts heavier than others. You don't want it to look. Now there's a quick way to do this. You can take a sponge and just do that. And then once you get that off, you go back. Clean your brush off. Let me get some paper here. Now I usually use two brushes when I'm doing this. One for that, one to lay it down, one to move it around. So I'll wet my brush. The old potty pad there, and then I'll start working it. Take it off, wet the brush, Start pulling it off where I want it. This has got some nice texture on it. So what I'm doing is I'm following the texture that's on it. All right, once I got those lines in there, I usually catch you late after you've already been live, Sue. So I wanted to make sure when I saw it up, I jumped on it right away. So now you just very gently start moving it back and forth. You take off, you blend it. You take off, you blend it. And you just do this over and over and over again until you get it the way you want it. I also use got a fan brush, and I'll use that afterwards. This one has nothing on it. I'm just using that to move my paint around. Just like that. Now you can make wood any way you want. You just got to make sure that your grain is there. I promised that I would show my whole process on this build, and that's what I'm doing. I'll take my sponge again and just lightly do a little tap. What that does is it pulls all the heavy, see that? Whoop, right there. Pulls all the heavy stuff off, and then just slowly run that across. This also helps it, because you're taking most of it off, it helps it to dry faster. Like I said, there'll be a bunch of different colors in this wood. So let's see. Let's go here. We'll pull some of that off. I don't want those boards all to look the same. Yeah, the Optilong oils are good, Ken. But for stuff like this, Ken, the Optilong oils are great. I love them. I have them. But if you're doing stuff like this, you want to get a cheap something that's more, doesn't cost as much. You know what I mean? Now you see what I'm doing, guys? I'm making some spots a little lighter. And I'm not being too particular how I do it. But I'm making sure that I leave some grain in there. See, I'm wiggling the. Hey, Hugh. Just trying to show you guys my process on how I do things. It may not be the right, it's not the only way to do it. There's 1,000 ways to do this. This is just the way I've, over the years, gotten used to doing things. Now, it looks pretty bad right now, but watch. I'll take the brush that I was using that's dry, that's got nothing on it, and just very gently start moving it. There's no pressure on it. I'm just letting it glide across the top. See that? Move it over this way because I want to look at it in different angles. Come in and just work that a little bit. I want some darker than others. I don't want them all to look the same. Oh, dumbass. I stuck it in water. Pretty stupid. Yeah, I use the Optilong oils on most of my figures, Ken. Most of the figures that I do, that's what I'm using is the Optilong oils. Now I'm just refining it. Some spots I want lighter, some spots I don't. I'm doing a video. Why?
Because Timmy's ready.
I'll be up in a little bit.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay. I was just informed it's time to eat. So the beauty about oils is you can come back. You can let this sit, come back later. I see what I'm doing. I need something softer. This is a little bit too rough. Here, this one's a little soft. Nah, that's about the same. I'll stick with that. Let me clean this one off. This is my favorite one to use. Well, where is it? Sorry, this one. So let me clean some of that oil off of that. I don't want to dip it in thinner. So now what I do is just very gently right over the top of it and blend it all in. Just like that. It's very gentle. Now this is going to have some grime on it. I'll end up adding some greens to it. See, I'm pulling some of that paint off of there. Just like that. I don't want it all uniform. And I'm trying to stay within each board. You notice right here, I'm pulling off the paint as I go off the brush. I'll go back to this and just dab. I'm not pulling it. I'm just dabbing at it. Just like that. I got the sides here. I'll just pull that way, take it off, pull this way, take it off my brush. Here, pull off the brush, come back over here. Just like that, because that is such a small little piece. I'm not really worried about getting in there. Hey Jerry, what I'm after is right in here. Just like that. And then I'll take, where is it? I got like 6,000 brushes here. I'll take a chisel brush. I'll wet that. And then I'll go in here and just make a few lines. kind of hard to see it because the angle I got it on. I usually don't do this live, guys. So it's coming out the way it's coming out, man. So if I screw up on it, it's all your fault. No, I'm just kidding. My fan brush. I'm just gently pulling it across. Just like that. Now this is the base for that Satanico that I was doing earlier. This is her base. So there we go. Just gently going across the top of that. Now I'll continue that all the way down. And then do that. But see how it's very easy. You can make this any way you guys want. I mean, it's trying to figure out a good angle for this. It's not hard to do. You just got to be patient, especially if you're using oils. You got to be a little bit patient. Oils are forgiving, and they're easy to blend. Yeah. See that? You guys should give it a try. See, what I'm doing now is I'm just adding a little bit of character with the edge of the fan brush to the wood. Yeah. That would have been really nice. That would have been really nice, Jerry. But, you know, it's a nice figure. So now see what I'm doing is I'm just adding a little bit. Now I'll wet my brush, my fan brush, take most of it off. And just in certain spots, come in here. Just like that. And up in this one here, just giving it a couple more extra, you know, maybe pull a little bit of that off of there. Maybe right over here. Bring it up. If you ever looked at a board, some of that grain sometimes isn't even, but it all follows. See, this has got grain on the wood or on the base. So I want to follow the grain of the base. If it didn't have grain, I would have to put my own in there. But this has already got it in there, so I need to be careful and to follow that grain. You see what I'm doing there? I'm just pulling paint, moving it around. See? Now go ahead and wipe this down. Turn it the other way. Right here. The other trick to using oils when you're doing this is make sure you don't let the paint build up on your brush. Now, once this dries, there'll be some grime and some dirt and some inks on top of it, all the good stuff. Again, dip it in there. Take most of it off the brush. So all I'm doing is, again, adding a little character to the wood. And at the same time, pulling paint off. How much you take off of it is up to you. So now that that's dry, I'll go back to my brush. I need something. I didn't grab the right brush that I needed. That's all right. I'll use this one. This will work. I just want to make sure I get most of that paint off of that. See? Again, I'm not pressing down. I'm just letting the weight of the brush do the work. Just gently letting it glide over the top of it. And now I'm going to go to individual ones and just smooth it all out. Now I chose this brush specifically. You see how those bristles are? They're all splayed out. This is an old brush, and that's perfect for this because it splays it out and it gives you the grooves that you want. So you notice I keep doing this right here on the side, pulling the paint off. Just like that. You want to pull those harsh lines off, just blend them real nice and easy. And then where it's too light, you can go in and then just clean it up like that. Just like so. And then one final time. Just tap at it. I need a new one. Hold on. These are makeup sponges, guys, in case you're wondering. This, by it being thin, you going in there, taking this, you're tapping off, you're pulling off the excess oil paint. and it'll dry faster for you. There it is. Wood. Doesn't have to be perfect because then now that's the basics. I'll let that dry a little bit. I'll go in with a burnt sienna instead of this is a burnt umber. I'll go in with a little bit of burnt sienna in certain spots and add a little red to that. Tap at it. Here, I'll do it now. You take a little bit of the burnt sienna. I don't need a lot. I just need a little bit. And that's more than I needed, but that'll be fine. You take a little bit of this. Take a liner. Dip it in there, get it wet. Pull a little bit on the brush. I don't want too much on there. And then, let's see. We want a little bit of different color here. Let's go this way. Pull a little bit more. We'll pull a little bit of that in here. I don't want to overwhelm it, so take thanks, Monkey. Yeah, I'm just gonna pull a little bit there, a little bit here, right there, more or less in the where those boards are meeting. Like that. Here on the edges. And then right there. All right. Go back with a brush that doesn't have anything on it. Just work that through. See that? Gives it a little character. Where's my other? Oh, there it is. And just blend it in. Okay. Just work that in. Add a little character to that wood. Like so. Back to my little tapper. And I'll come in and add certain spots I want it darker. So I'll come in here. Make that a little bit darker towards the edge there. Like right there. Right here, again, towards the edge. I'm putting it darker in certain spots. I don't want it all over the place. Maybe we got a knot right here. So I'll darken that up right there. Give it a little knot. Come down here. See, I'm following the grooves that are on the actual piece here. So I'm getting it, certain. I'll blend all that in. So it looks rough right now, but I'll end up blending it all in. I'm going to go right inside in between the boards. Right there. It'll have a wash in there anyway, but this will establish where I want it. A little thinner on my brush. Just get it a little bit in there, just like that. Come up here. I'm just trying to establish the borders of those, where those boards are meeting each other. Right here in this corner here. Maybe a little staining here. Maybe a little bit there. Maybe there. Maybe there. Maybe there. All right. Back to my fan brush. Just working it all through. Now, this is going to be quick. This is not again, it's not a hard thing to do. I hear a lot of people, over the years, it's like, hey, I can't do that. Yes, you can. Anybody, if I can do it, anybody can do it. There it is, guys. As you would. Now, of course, I'll go in and refine this a little bit more. Just by smoothing everything out a little bit here and there. Just like that. I don't want the brush strokes. So I'm going to try to stay from here all the way. Once I tap that, and then I'll try to blend the whole thing together. Just like that. There it is, guys. For now. Just wanted to do a quick one there. Show you guys. I know I had already had a live up earlier, but I started doing this, and I promised that I would show every step of what I'm doing. And so there it is. Now I'm going to go have my dinner. You guys have a great evening. It's Gilbert saying peace. I hope that helped. If you got any questions, you can always contact me, reddragonmodelworks@gmail.com. And again, like I mentioned before, if this is of any help to you, there's my buy me a coffee. You guys have a great evening, man. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.